Chapter 10, Bar Mitzvah. 13th birthday of the Jewish boy is one of the most important events of his life. He is then considered as having attained his religious majority. The event is usually celebrated by him both in the synagogue and home. Before, however, this is done, he is obliged to make elaborate educational preparation. Long before the advent of the important day, he is sent by his father to a teacher who instructs him in the whole section or in one of the subsections of the weekly Pentateuchal portion, read on the Sabbaths following his 13th birthday according to the Jewish calendar, in order to enable him to read the unpointed text of his selection from the scrolls during the public services. In addition to the Pentateuchal section, the boy is also taught the accompanying prophetical portion. While in some communities the boys are permitted to read their parts of the scriptures without the traditional melody. There's marks in the scripture to direct that, by the way. In Tanakh, anyways. In the great majority of communities, the reading with the melody, trope, or nagina, is not only expected, but actually demanded. During this period of instruction, the boy is furthermore taught how to lay the phylacteries, which become a daily duty to be performed by him already 3 months before the 13th anniversary of his birth. When the day in question arrives, he is regarded a bar mitzvah, a son of the commandment, by which is understood a Jew expected to perform the precepts of the religion and guilty of their violation. According to tradition, the father, who's in duty bound to provide for the proper training of the son, is responsible for the son's every failure to comply in childhood with the laws of God. When therefore the son becomes a bar mitzvah, the father thanks God for having freed him from further responsibility for laws transgressed by his son. The father then recites the benediction, "Praise be he," that is God, "who has freed me from being responsible for this young man's conduct. Baruch Shabtrni Launa Shushozah." When the boy comes into the synagogue on the Sabbath of his bar mitzvah, he is called to the bema. There he sings the several subsections for others who recite the traditional benedictions, usually saying the benedictions himself over the last and 8th subsection, called, as will be remembered, mafter, the concluding portion. The bar mitzvah then follows with the prophetical portion. In some instances, boys deliver addresses in the hearing of the assembled worshippers. In these are set forth the duties and benefits of the Jew. Upon returning from public devotion, the midday meal is made a family feast, and during the course of the same, the bar mitzvah delivers a speech, accentuating the thanks he owes to his parents and relatives for the love and care enjoined at their hands. On this occasion, the boy is the recipient of gifts from friends and relatives. The reason assigned for the age at which a boy becomes a bar mitzvah is a statement made in the Mishnah to this effect. In Mishnah, Abbath 5:24. At 5, one must begin the study of the Bible. At 10, that of the Mishnah. And at 13, one must assume the commandments. And it goes on. Whether this is the real reason for the foundation of the institution is questionable. We are inclined to believe that 13 was fixed as the age of the Jews' religious majority because in the East, boys attained their physical maturity about this time. As a religious institution to be celebrated according to the manner described, it is, no doubt, the result of Christian influences and corresponds to the rite of confirmation in the church. Its existence in the synagogue cannot be traced further back than the 14th century of the Common Era. 5,700 something is the Jewish year. Girls are not subjected to this ceremony, as they cannot be expected to perform religious obligations which have to be executed at a definite time. A point dwelt upon in a previous chapter, the bar mitzvah ceremony, in the elaborateness given to it in previous centuries, has fallen into disuse in many communities, with the ever-lessening attention paid by Jews to the study of Hebrew, a boy who becomes a bar mitzvah frequently does no more than recite the benedictions over a subsection of the law read to him by the precentor of the synagogue. In those communities where the bar mitzvah ceremony has either disappeared altogether or has been modified, as stated, an institution known as confirmation, to which the boys and girls are admitted, takes the place of the bar mitzvah. It may be celebrated at any time. In America, Shabu'ath, Feast of the Weeks, is generally selected because of the existing tradition that on the 6th day of Sivan, the 3rd month, the law was given to Israel at Mount Sinai. This time is therefore best suited to impress on the confirmants their religious responsibility. The age of confirmation is about the same as that of the bar mitzvah, although an effort is now being made to raise the age of confirmation on account of the need of a more pronounced mental maturity for the proper comprehension of the subjects taught. Classes prepared for this ceremony. Confirmation was first introduced into the synagogue at Kassel, Westphalia in 1810. In the Islamic tradition, there's not the ceremony, but the female as early as 13 and the male as early as 15 is considered fully accountable. But they regard puberty and sanity is something that they put into that too. Now, somebody's just not taking responsibility for whatever stages in life. It's like, what, 30 is the new 12? In America, 30 is the new 12. But people hit puberty super early and their minds aren't developed because of, all the hormones and whatnot that people have nowadays. But we'll go into other stuff at another time.